Hello, ITPC. This is Steve, and you're watching Smoking Cardboard. I decided to make another video. I've been wanting to for a while, and I'm just doing it, even though I don't know that I have much to say, specifically, anyway. Always seem to find a way. Thanks to Doug reaching out, prompting me, helped make it happen, even though I have been thinking about it the last couple weeks. Been real busy, specifically in the last 4 weeks or so. Just leading Bible study with my wife, Krista, and we're creating a lot of our own content for it, so it just takes a lot of time. But that's all good time spent, and just get to know things a lot more when you're spending a lot more time with it, so it's all good. Yeah, so it's been a long time. I don't know. When was the last video I made? Was it like November or something? So Christmas happened. No, maybe I did one after Christmas. I don't know. One of the things I was looking into, there was some hope, maybe it's false hope, that enough time away from the pipe, maybe my autoimmune reaction might dissipate, go away. So maybe I could, in some capacity, smoke again some later date. So I'm hopeful for that. Definitely going to give it a year. We'll see how that goes. Kind of sick right now. Have congestion and nasal sinus burning and stuff, but thankfully just kind of more like a cold than anything else. Yeah, other things going on with life, not much. Sun's starting to like actually show itself. Up here, we're not like crazy far north, but during the winter it's not very light up here. And so once you start getting the light back, it gets exciting. Just like 2 more weeks and we'll have daylight savings, so we'll have sun until like 7 o'clock at night. It will be crazy. Just helps me get more stuff done when the sun's up. Trying to be better with my time and get things done. And one of the things that I may have changed with since the end of start of the year was any of the apps that you scroll and just view endless content, I've kind of cut out of my life, so I don't go to my phone and scroll. And I think at first that's pretty difficult, because it kind of is like a pacifier. Something that you use to satiate your appetite to be entertained, however form, but just really enjoyed my time away from it. Don't really regret any of that. I still spend time on my phone. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but to me that's always been like the radio. I kind of just have it in the background when I'm working. And I have a board game app that I have really enjoyed playing the last 6 months. And you can play against real people, but I've never really done that. I always just play against the AI, and it's pretty good. So it's been fun to play it. And then they have like little tweaks to the game that just give it more challenges of can you beat it in this circumstance or that circumstance. And so I had a lot of fun, and I just recently beat all those challenges. But they do have like a expansion that I can buy and get a bunch more challenges, so I might do that. And then what else? Yeah, gonna be going on a spring break trip in the middle of March. Unfortunately, that seems to always sync up with the Muletown Pipe Show. One of these years I'm gonna make it to that pipe show. I think that's, if you're a YTPCer, I think that's the one to go to. It's a great convention. Um, it's pretty small, but you meet a lot of people you know, and it's good environment to relax, and everything like that. So I've only stopped through there. Was it twice or just once? Once. Um, and so I haven't really spent much time there, but I would love to spend more time, see people. So I'm jealous of all you all who get to go. And what else? It's been interesting watching all the pipe news. I've still like subscribed to like all the things, so I get a lot of emails that keep me in the loop. And I still watch a lot of YouTube, so I see stuff from there. Really liked Simmons interviews. If you haven't seen any of those, I'll try to put a link to his channel. He's been interviewing people related to STG stuff and Mac Barron, and then pipe carvers and stuff like that. I think I have in the queue Mark Tinsky and his son Glenn Tinsky. Mark, I have several of his pipes, so that'll be cool to just hear him talk about making pipes. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, the idea of processing essentially pipe smoking manufacturally getting smaller. It's interesting to hear about the opportunities that it provides for other people to come in and fill some of the niche that Mac Barron was doing. It's also interesting to hear about essentially the biggest company in the industry of pipe tobacco, willing to invest in pipe tobacco. Kind of curious, not really being the numbers guy for finances. I'd be kind of curious how much of that is kind of opportunistic rather than survival. But it's still interesting to hear more and more about this whole part that's pretty confusing with U.S. I'm trying to think of words. U.S. court decisions to kind of restrict what type of blends can be made, and how different companies are like approaching that from different perspectives. C&D has all these new blends in small batches, and they seem not too concerned about that being outside of the law, for whatever reasons they're deciding internally, where other companies are like, no, there's no way we would do that. And I think that's kind of just like a risk thing too, of potential for lawsuits that could just take down your entire business. So I can understand the trying to weigh whether or not, how close do you get to this confusing line. And I think a big part of what's confusing is essentially they're saying, hey, you can't come up with any new blends out since the the whatever it is, 2008. I don't remember what it is, 2010. So anything else before that gets grandfathered in. Well, how do you constitute what makes up a blend? Because obviously every single crop is different. Um, how do you define what a leaf is if it says this blend says you need 10% Virginia, uh, red Virginia, and then burley, blah, blah, blah? Well, what if I change which type of burley? Now it's going to smoke different, but from the recipe perspective, it's the same thing. Or different Virginias that have different amounts of sugar in them, yada, yada, yada. So I think it's still kind of the C&D playing on the fact that they are just not going after pipe tobacco with that decision. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's just interesting to see how things keep changing. And I'm sure prices will continue to rise, whether it's, solely through taxes or manufacturer price hikes. But I've always thought pipe tobacco was very affordable. So especially compared to any other form of tobacco in the U.S. So I always thought it was warranted. You have an industry that is making it fiscally difficult to stay in. I think if people cared about the industry, they would be happy to pay more for their tobacco to ensure that their options stayed good. They have the best options out there that you'd be happy to pay more for tobacco. But alas, I fully believe there's a very large number of pipe smokers that are quite frugal, which is not a bad attribute. Just interesting things to consider. Other things. Yeah, I've just personally just been just really able to since beginning of January, just kind of and even before then, it have been later December, just really make some personal life choices that really helped me, give me perspective, challenge myself, and it's just been a really good time for me. What's not been good is my foot has just started to feel like it's falling apart. I have flat feet, which always cause problems, but my left foot, I broke my leg and dislocated it. And I dislocated it one time, another time it was a bad dislocation, just walking in Ireland. But in playing rugby, I broke my leg and dislocated my foot, and I had to have surgery. And I don't know exactly what all happened in my ankle at that point in time. But I do remember the doctor saying he took out, loose cartilage that was in there. They didn't know where it was from and stuff like that, where you're just like, well, that's not good. I know that that's going to come back to bite me later. And my foot structure was just different after than it was before. And that's always presented problems, like running is difficult for me. But ever since November, I'm just getting a very getting into very painful situations where my foot is swelling kind of internally, and it doesn't look like it's swelling, but I know it's swelling, and it's like pinching nerves or something that's a lot of sharp pain. So I'll just all of a sudden basically be unable to walk. I need crutches. Uh, I don't. I kind of just hobble around, but then it'll get better. And some of it seems shoes related. So hopefully I can keep working on getting that figured out. I'm kind of at this stage where all my shoes are kind of worn out and I need to get new ones. And that's a little bit stressful because it seems right now that my feet are being very sensitive to whatever I put my feet into. So I'm just real hopeful that I can find a pair of boots that work with custom insoles that I have, and um, yeah, that will just be a good fit. And that, yeah, if I need to get more custom insoles, that will go well and actually improve it. Kind of on the fence about going to the doctor and getting x-rays and doing surgery or whatever this doctor person's going to suggest, because pretty much with my insurance that's all out of pocket. So or at least the first like $6,000 of it is. So I don't have that kind of money to do that, so I'm not really considering that right now. But at some point I might. We'll see how things go. But that's been pretty limiting. It's stressful because a big part of stuff I like to do is play ultimate frisbee, which they even play during the winter indoors here, and I haven't been able to do any of that. I'm worried about how much it's even going to just impact my ability to even bike, stay active. So yeah, a little bit of a bummer that it's an issue, but such is life. And now I'm sure this is like a 40-minute video. I don't know how long it is, but I think that's all I'm going to say. Appreciate anyone who watched this. I appreciate your friendship. Definitely like still watching a lot of videos. I don't watch all the tobacco reviews since I'm not smoking pipe, but I like to watch what videos I can. And I really appreciate the shout outs because I'm way less on top of the new people. And anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you guys are having a great year. We'll talk to you later. Bye.